Imagine a government where one person makes all the laws, enforces them, and decides if you broke them. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, right? That's why most democracies divide power into three branches: legislative, executive, and judicial. Like a three-ring circus, each branch has its own tent, its own special skills, and most importantly, its own job to do. This separation of powers prevents any one person or group from having too much control. It's like having different chefs for appetizers, main courses, and desserts. Specialization generally leads to a better meal, even if sometimes the soup is cold. Without this division, we risk tyranny, where the government becomes a dictatorship. Nobody wants to live in a country where the rules are made up and the points don't matter. We need clear rules, fair enforcement, and someone to settle disagreements. That's where our three-ring government comes in, with each branch playing a crucial role in keeping the whole system balanced and relatively fair. So, let's meet the players, shall we? First up, we have the legislative branch, the rulemakers of the government. Think of them as the referees who write the rulebook for our society. They are the ones who decide what is and isn't allowed, setting the standards for everything from taxes to traffic laws. Their main job is to make laws, which are like instructions for how the country should run. These laws can cover anything from healthcare to education, from national defense to environmental protection. But it's not just about making laws. The legislative branch also keeps an eye on the other branches, making sure they're playing by the rules. They have the power to approve or reject the government's budget, and they can even impeach and remove the president or other high-ranking officials for wrongdoing. In the United States, the legislative branch is Congress, which is made up of the Senate and the House of Representatives. In other countries, it might be called Parliament or the National Assembly. Regardless of the name, the legislative branch is the voice of the people, representing their needs and interests in the halls of power. Next, we have the executive branch, the doers. If the legislative branch is the architect who draws up the blueprints, the executive branch is the construction crew that actually builds the house. They take the laws passed by the legislature and put them into action. This means they're responsible for everything from collecting taxes to running schools, from maintaining the military to enforcing environmental regulations. They're also the face of the country on the world stage, negotiating treaties and engaging in diplomacy with other nations. The head of the executive branch is usually the president or prime minister, who acts as the head of state and government. They have a team of ministers or secretaries who oversee different areas of government like education, health, or defense. The executive branch is responsible for the day-to-day running of the country, making sure the lights stay on, literally, and that essential services are provided to citizens. They're the ones who ensure that the laws passed by the legislature are actually implemented and enforced.